Hello guys, it is me, Ethan, and it is finally my channel's 5th anniversary. I took my time making a retrospective on my channel and its history for fun, as I decided I would make a neat video. Although, I am not just going to be talking about this channel, but also what inspired me and how I began. This is a video concept I had for a while now, as I always just wanted to info dump about my history as a content creator. From me first hearing about Roblox, to playing it for the first time, to starting my first channel, and finally the beginning of my current one. I've been working on this video for a while now, so I hope you guys will enjoy it. Consider subscribing and liking before it begins. Still here? Alright then, let's go! My memory of this is kind of foggy, but the first time I ever heard about Roblox was in the 1st or 2nd grade. That moment wasn't really that important, as when I overheard some kids talking about it, the image that came into my mind was robots, mechs, and some Bionicle type stuff. It wasn't until I saw one of my favorite YouTubers at the time, Mr. Max, play Roblox that I actually ended up getting my first impression of a game. And the first games that I was exposed to were Cursed Islands, Jailbreak, Beast Swarm Simulator, and Clone Tycoon 2. It was because of this that I asked my mom if I could get the game, and in 2019 she made an account for me. Of course, I quickly changed it to Ethan Khan because I preferred a different username. I looked through the pages, and because I only recognized Jailbreak, that was the first game I ever played. From then on, I loved Roblox, and I gained some pretty good memories when playing its games. Turtle Island, Cursed Islands, Clone Tycoon 2, Meep City, Jailbreak, and many others. Unfortunately, it was always common for me to usually lose my accounts due to me not knowing that you were supposed to verify your account, which I eventually did in 2022, and I still have that account to this day. Anyways, it wasn't until I started watching Ethan Gamer TV that I actually wanted to be a Roblox YouTuber. Partially because his name is also Ethan, I hope it does not make me look narcissistic. All of my childhood YouTubers included Ethan Gamer, Flamingo, Mr. Max Plays, and Denis Daily. It wasn't around 2023 that I actually started watching Sketch more. I eventually conceptualized a channel called Creative Ethan, and it would even sometimes talk to an invisible camera for fun. I was highly imaginative back then. It wasn't until 2021 that I actually started my dream channel. Okay, so something embarrassing I have to say is that I actually started my first channel by unknowingly hijacking my dad's YouTube account. He got it back after a bit, don't worry, because I saw it as an opportunity for some reason to finally start my dream channel, Creative Ethan. That happened around the same time when I learned to use a record feature on Roblox, so then I was able to upload my first ever video, which was on Plain Crazy. Don't ask me why my avatar is blurred, I just loved messing around with the editing back then. I would also upload tons of other Roblox videos, including those on natural disaster survival, Clone Tycoon 2, story games, and no players online. I'm actually kind of surprised by how smooth those videos were compared to the early videos on my current channel, though that's probably because the Roblox screen recorder is superior to any other screen recorder, even OBS in my opinion. Unfortunately though, my channel never kicked off, being stuck at a measly 21 subscribers, some of them being people I already knew in real life. I even made vlogs, something that I don't do anymore. I remember I'd also make an Attack on Titan parody series called, wait for it, Attack on Big Chungus. Probably because I liked the meme back then, I don't know. I mean, I think I was pretty cringe back then, and I probably am now. Well, less than I was before. So, anyways, yeah, my videos weren't really that great, but I still look back on some of them fondly. Unfortunately, tragedy struck when I got signed out of the account and my dad didn't let me get back in. Probably because it was his account after all, so I quickly gave up on trying to get that account back and started anew. And so I began New Creative Ethan, later renamed to Ethan's Gaming Room, and finally to Eskegr Gaming as an abbreviation. In my first video, I was wearing a lazy paper mask because I wanted to be like Dream, but I quickly ditched the idea because I preferred recording without a webcam. And my mom didn't give me permission to show my face anyways, which was fair. And around that time, I still tried to make vlogs, but I quickly ditched that also. My very first Roblox videos on this channel consisted of Would You Rather, Flood Escape, and work at a pizza place. Unfortunately, due to multiple factors such as me not having any editing skills yet, using multiple inferior recording softwares, and not knowing how to make good thumbnails, none of those videos got any attention either. 2021 to 2023 was what I'd say the dark ages for this channel, and I looked back on most of my older videos with pure distaste. Sure, I had some good ones occasionally, but most of my videos were unedited, laggy messes. Heck, I remember that the video that made me more popular in the first place and bumped up my subscriber count heavily was a stupid SpongeBob meme, gaining over 200,000 views. I hated the fact that it was my most viewed video so much that I chose to unlist it, as I saw it as just another stain on my channel. As a matter of fact, I even unlisted a ton more videos later on as a way to make my channel page look more presentable. I remember I had a classmate in the 7th grade that taught me how to make thumbnails in Photopea, and I am so grateful that he did. Otherwise, most of my thumbnails would still look like this! Or this! The same classmate also introduced me to OBS Studio, another thing that I am grateful for, as it helped me ditch the awful software that I used to use. Screen recorder, screen record, and screen capture. You will not be missed. Late 2023 to 2024 was of improvement age for my channel. I've ended up expanding from just Roblox content to other games like TF2, FNAF, Half-Life, Undertale, and Deltarune. 2024 was the year I started streaming more often, even though I did a few streams beforehand. Still, that year for me was the best year for my streams. It started with Undertale Yellow, a free fan game which I thought would be nice to stream, then I moved on to the Deltarune demo, and then on to Undertale. During this time period, I have met a ton of new people and gained more fans. Some I don't hear from anymore, others that still watch my videos. I already knew a small amount about Undertale before I started streaming, but playing Undertale Yellow was what really made me a fan of Toby Fox's games. The whole reason I got into Deltarune in the first place was because of one of my most favorite Deltarune characters, Spamton G. Spamton. I heard about Deltarune before, but I only really got to know it when I saw the peak Spamton Neo animation by Hobo Hobo. Alex Rochen's voice acting, the character design, animation, and music made me want to give Deltarune a try. I watched a few videos beforehand and my first thought was, man, this game feels like a fever dream. Seeing similar looking characters and characters who I've never seen before was quite surreal. But after a few streams I was able to adapt quickly. Since then, Deltarune/Undertale content was another big part of my channel. I also started a separate channel called Ethan SK, where I'd make non-gaming related content. But this is for another video. I still didn't know how to edit properly though until later that year, so I'd use other methods to make edits like PowerPoint. Another method I used was recording footage and audio separately, and then playing both of it at once while recording, which is how I made videos such as my Spamton dubs. I don't recall exactly when I started using an actual editing software like Clipchamp, but it was definitely around the time I was making videos relating to Entropy 02, a Half-Life 2 fan game which is really good, and I suggest you check it out. Anyways, I did get around to editing, but by then it was already the beginning of a new year. As 2025 began, it felt like right off the bat I started to pursue new content. My first videos this year included a creepypasta ranking, something which was new for this channel, a Poppy Playtime speed paint, and a Sonic Adventure 2 review. This was the year I started utilizing Clipchamp way more, and as a result my videos would come out more polished. I remember that I was inspired by the Winter to start doing speed paints, and possibly by Schaffrillas to start making reviews. Later on, I finally started doing more Deltarune content, as that was around the time Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4 finally released. I'd make memes, boss fight videos, tutorials, voice dubs, and even a music video that I put tons of effort into. Another thing that made this year great was that I finally was able to get someone to make high-effort thumbnails for me. Thank you, Sherwatt. I am eternally grateful for your work. Really. You should check out his channel, he makes some neat animations. Something I find both sad and funny at the same time is that I tend to sometimes play free fan games before playing for real deal. Even though I did play Five Nights at Freddy's a long time ago, I never even beat it. It was the FNAF 1 remake fan game that I beat first. The FNAF 1 remake was actually the only Five Nights at Freddy's related game that I both made videos on and actually beat. Unfortunately, those videos didn't get much views, although you can check them out as they are all in a playlist. But while I would focus a ton on Deltarune content, it was pretty soon during the summer that I ended up finding a new genre to make content on. That being Roblox asymmetrical games. Since Forsaken Noli update, I ended up becoming a huge fan of Roblox asym games, making lots of videos on them even today. I even talked about the genre in 2 reviews I made. Unfortunately, I had a hard time making Roblox videos for the rest of the year because my computer was no longer able to use the Roblox record feature, causing me to rely on OBS Studio instead. This was a problem because OBS for some reason does not work well with Roblox at all, causing extreme lag when I tried to record a Roblox video. And my computer was falling apart anyways. Thankfully, I was saved at the beginning of 2026 when I got a new and better computer for the holidays. And so the current year, 2026, began. I was very happy when I got a new computer as a present because my old one was essentially on life support, like I said. It became easier to export videos on Clipchamp and I could finally record Roblox again, allowing for quicker content. Still, OBS wasn't very compatible with Roblox, meaning that it was more difficult to make a gameplay video with commentary. I was able to find the solution for that though, by recording the audio in OBS and video in the Roblox recorder. I could combine the two later in Clipchamp and create a smoother video as a result. This was very important for me, as it finally allowed me to achieve my dream of being like other Let's Play YouTubers. In fact, one of my favorite videos I made this year were long-form Let's Plays like Construction and especially Maybe Remember It Wrong, on account that I pulled out all the stops when it came to making that video. Really, this year was when I started making more Roblox content other than Valve and Deltarune. Primarily, I focused a lot more on Roblox asymmetrical games this year, as I grew in love with a genre last summer. And if you look at my playlists, you'll notice that I have over 30 whole videos on Roblox asyms alone, all starting with a Forsaken Noli update. I really feel as though it was this genre that especially made me appreciate Roblox more as a game. Not as a company, of course, as I have immense loathing for it. Many of the asymmetrical Roblox games ended up bringing back a good amount of memories for me. Games like Forsaken would remind me of infamous myths such as the likes of John Doe and Guess 666. Games like Pwned by 14 were my introduction to Roblox web series, one of my most favorite being CD Archive. Hell, one of my best recent videos wouldn't have existed had it been for Pwned introducing me to Record Kyle 123. Say what you want about Roblox asyms, but despite their infamy, they have been the most influential genre on that platform for the past year and a half, and unfortunately, ARGs wouldn't have been as popular without them. I mean, as I explained earlier, asymmetrical Roblox games have heavily influenced my channel. My most viewed video is a gameplay of Pwned by 14, and my second most viewed video is an indirect byproduct of my exposure to the asym community. Seems that I was correct in my 2025 year in review video when I said, "This is now the era of asym Roblox games." What is next for my channel is both a difficult yet easy question to answer. I cannot exactly predict what next year's content theme will be due to the constant changes of trends. Still, I don't really see the asym genre fading into obscurity once again anytime soon, and as Deltarune Chapter 6 will be released next year, it could seem as though my channel will retain its current status quo next year as well. Although asym content won't always be the main content for this channel. I still love other genres on this platform, and I even have multiple other video ideas on my mind that don't have much to do with asymmetrical horror games, Frozen Soul being one of them. My content formats were inspired by various YouTubers. My Let's Plays were inspired by Flamingo Sketch, Ethan Gamer, and Mr. Max. My video essays were inspired by Schaffrillas, senprista, and emplemon. And my most creative videos were inspired by Deltarune and Asym content creators. And the truth is, most of my videos took inspiration from other content creators. Most of the time, I didn't come up with a unique format concept, and at times, I felt a little weird mimicking other YouTubers' content styles. I also contemplated if it was a good idea for my channel to have such a huge variety of videos. If you are new and watch more than a couple of my videos, you might have a hard time even noticing that this is the same channel. I was concerned about this for a while now, fearing that my channel is losing its identity. I had to ask this question in a recent poll I made, and unfortunately I only got 6 responses. 67% answered, keep doing what you like to do. I still appreciate the answers, and eventually accepted making mixed content. I don't mind if the homepage of my channel looks messy, because at the end of the day, it's all about gaming, but only time will tell what my videos will be about in the future, and if they will even be about Roblox at all. You see, despite this being a very great year for my channel, it was ironically a disastrous year for the very platform I use for content. For many years now, the Roblox Corporation was already in some hot water due to safety concerns. But it was in September of 2025 when things really went off the rails. Over time, the platform would ruin itself with updates that would only satisfy governments and investors. I don't know when or if I'll ever give up on this game that gave me joy for the past 7 years, but if I do eventually decide to leave the sinking ship, it would probably be when only the mast remains. My final words for this video will be words of thanks. I want to thank those that gave my channel a chance, even if you didn't stay around for long. I want to thank those that did stay and supported me ever since. And I want to thank all the content creators that inspired me and my content. More than half a decade ago, this channel was just a fantasy. But now, it is real, and I am slowly achieving my dream. Who knows what's in store for me in the future? But like I said before, only time will tell.